Yes, hello and welcome to another Holy Priest healing guide from me, N52, but of course on the character Lucy Lastic because that is my priest and that's who I do the guides on. Anyway, what do we have today? Today we have talent guides. And, yeah, so basically during the video I'm going to be showing you what kind of talent setup you should be having for heroic PvE, player versus enemy, not PvP, PvE, heroic, so this is a different spec to the heroic raiding spec. So, you know, there's no point commenting on it saying this is a stupid spec for raiding, because it's not a raiding spec. There are different talents you should be getting. Anyway, as you can see here right in front of you, this is a Wowhead paste picture of the talent setup that you want, because it's a higher quality image. You may not be able to see it in this video, but there you go, that's it right in front of you. We've got 8, 33, 0. That's 8 in Discipline, 33 in Holy, and nothing in Shadow, obviously, because you don't need Shadow for healing. Right, let's have a look at the talent, shall we? Over to Lucy Lastic. Right, here we are on Lucy Lastic, and today, oh my goodness, I've got the mouse cursor showing in the video. Crazy days indeed. Right, I'm going to mouse over these talents, sort of talk a little bit about them, explain why you have them, etc, etc. Glyphs, I'll tell you which glyphs to get, but I don't actually have all of them on this character, because, you know, I just haven't really bothered to put them in there, and it's not like it's not like I really desperately need them to heal heroics anyway. But anyway, right, let's look at the discipline tree. Improved Power Word Shield increases the damage absorbed by your Power Word Shield by 20%. Self-explanatory, really. Extra 20% when you put a shield on someone. Twin Disciplines increases your shadow. That part's irrelevant, but it says and holy spell damage and healing. So you get an extra 6% healing on your holy spells by having that talent. Mental Agility reduces the mana cost of your instant cast spells by 10%. So, you know, stuff like Renew, what's that holy word one? I always forget its name, which is really frustrating. But that one, Circle Healing, you know, anything like that, really. Anything that's instant cast, the cost is reduced by 10%. So, you know, mana cost being reduced is always good, because you have more mana during a fight, obviously. Alright, over to the Holy Tree. Improved Renew. Renew you should always have up on the tank, so it's good to get that talent. Renew increases the amount healed by Renew by 10%, so that's self-explanatory. Empowered Healing increases the healing done by your Flash Heal, Binding Heal, and Greater Heal by 15%. I mean, you use all of those heals usually at different times, so, you know, 15% bonus on those heals is always good. Now, this one is sort of totally up to you whether you decide to get it or not. I definitely get it all the time, because it's just a really good talent. It sort of, well, just reduces the casting time of your Smite, Holy Fire, Heal, and Greater Heal by 0.5 seconds. So it makes the cast time just a lot quicker when you're actually casting it, which I like a lot, because I use Heal a lot. So, right, we've got Desperate Prayer. Instantly heals the caster for 30% of their total health. So, for example, say you're losing a lot of HP, but your tank's quite low, and you just don't have the time to heal yourself and the tank. You can just quickly pop that on yourself. Doesn't cost anything. That's immediately 30% of your HP back. So that's beneficial to have. Very beneficial for you. Surge of Light. Now this is a definite must. It's not much, but you have a 6% chance when you Smite, Heal, Flash Heal, Binding Heal, or Greater Heal to cause your next Flash Heal to be instant and cost no mana. So if you've seen in my previous videos those little sort of angel wings when they appear around my character, that means I can use a Flash Heal, which is this one down here, which you know, it's the fast and powerful one, but it costs a lot of mana. So obviously for having this talent, it's instant and it doesn't cost you any mana. So it's a free Flash Heal instantly. So you definitely have to have that. Inspiration reduces the target's physical damage taken by 10% for 15 seconds after getting a critical effect from your Flash Heal, Greater Heal, Binding Heal, Penance Prayer of Mending, Prayer of Healing, or Circle of Healing. So pretty much any of your heals, except for any of your direct heals, so not stuff like Renew, but any of your direct heals will, if you get a crit with them, they'll get a 10% damage reduction, which is obviously great for healing, because that's 10% less damage they're going to be taking, 10% less you're going to have to be healing. So, Divine Touch. Your Renew will instantly heal the target for 10% of the total periodic effect. I mean, when you've got the Holy Word, whatchamacallit, Chakra, when you've got Serenity on, that's, every time you cast a heal on them, that's an extra bit of heal from the Renew, because it refreshes Renew, so that's always good. Holy Concentration, that's self-explanatory, increases the mana regeneration from Spirit while in combat by 30%. Definite must. Lightwell. See, now, some people might not pick Lightwell, but it is the most efficient heal in the game that there is. And you should always have a Lightwell down, doesn't matter whether you're raiding, heroicing, anything. You should always have a Lightwell down that people can use. And if they don't use it, well, you know, that's their own fault, because it's a really good heal, puts a little... It's pretty much like when you click it, it puts like a renew tick on you, but like it's a super powered renew. So instead of doing 2k or something, it will do about 6k, but it will only last for 5 seconds or so. But it's an amazing heal. Tome of Light reduces the cooldown on your Holy Word spells by 30%. So you know, stuff like, for example, let's put that on, and I'll cast a heal. So now I'm in Holy Word Serenity. So stuff like Holy Word Serenity, that will, the cooldown's reduced by 30% immediately. Rapid Renewal reduces the global cooldown of your renew by 0.5 seconds. Some people choose not to have this. I quite like it, because I like to have fast renew, because renew sort of, you can just put it on the person and not worry about them as much, then throw them a heal occasionally. Some people choose not to have that, but you know, it's totally up to you. I have it because I like it. Try it, whatever your preference is, then you know, go with it. Spirit of Redemption, right? This is a, I believe, heroic only, because you don't actually need this in, I believe it's this one. Yeah, it is this one. A lot of raiders, Holy Priest raiders, don't use Spirit of Redemption during a raid. Although I find that it's really good in heroics, because say the boss is on like 10% HP, and then you die, it's like, oh no, the tank's gonna die. But no, you've got another 15 seconds alive, which you can just spam any of your healing spells on anyone for 15 seconds. So usually when that happens, I just spam Flash Heal on the tank, or Prayer of Healing. And then, you know, you can get the kill, and then someone else can res you, and then, you know, you just carry on. It just prevents a wipe, really, so that's why I have Spirit of Redemption. Serendipity. When you heal with Binding Heal, Flash Heal, Binding Heal, or Flash Heal, so the fast one, basically, it reduces the cast time of your Greater Heal and Prayer of Healing spell by 20%, and the mana cost by 10%. But that can stack twice, obviously, so you can get 40% reduced speed and 20% mana cost. That's great, because, you know, if you need to cast a Greater Heal, it costs a lot of mana, so, you know, makes it cheap if you've already used a Flash Heal. And also, when you get the Surge of Light and you use your instant Flash Heal, that procs Serendipity as well, so that's another reason why you should have both of them. Body and Soul, when you cast Power Word, Shield, Leap of Faith, you increase the target's movement speed by 60% for 4 seconds, and have 100% when you cast Cure Disease on yourself to also cleanse poison effects, in addition to diseases. The main reason you have that in PvE is because, obviously, of the spell effect for poisons also. You don't really need that run speed increase, that's more sort of, that would be more sort of raiding based, when you need to move around and stuff, you get that speed increase. Chakra, obviously, self-explanatory, that's the whole point of the Holy Tree. Gives you your different, you know, modes to go into. Revelations. While in Chakra Serenity or Chakra Sanctuary, your Holy Word Shastis ability will transform into a different ability depending on which state you're in. That's what gives me, like, for example, this Holy Word Serenity down here. Because I'm in the Chakra state, it gives me the instant heal. That's what that talent's for. Test of Faith increases healing by 12% on friendly targets at or below 50% health. Always good if you know it's getting a bit frantic and you need to cast a heal on somebody, or your whole party's getting quite low. That's always that spell really kicks in there. Circle Healing, whole party heal, definitely have to have that. If you don't have that, then that's a lot more healing you're gonna have to do. Amazing, amazing spell. Always get it. And the last one, Guardian Spirit, calls upon a Guardian Spirit to watch over. For basically, you put it on your target. If your target's about to die. Not your target, you know, like your healing target. Say like the tank's on like 1k HP, you put it on him and then the boss hits him. he'll get HP back and absorb the killing blow, so he won't die. And then also, after that, your healing spells will do an extra 50%, I believe. This sacrifice terminus effect, but heals target 50%. Yeah. Okay, so your tank gets 50% HP back, and increases all healing you do to him by 40% for 10 seconds. So that's why you have that spell. And that pretty much, oh, except for the glyphs, I suppose we can go over those. Renew, Prayer of Healing, and Powered Shield for your prime glyphs. Like I said, my major glyphs, I'm missing 2 of them, but I really don't really need them. Right, you definitely want that one in there though. Prayer of Mending, 100% want that. Then after that, I would probably go for Holy Nova and you could get Inner Fire, although you don't really use that. I would probably say something like Master Spell would be good, I suppose. It's totally your choice, but you definitely need Prayer of Mending. Circle of Healing, you can get that. That's probably more beneficial when you're raiding though, so. And obviously the minor glyphs don't really matter what you get. I'd say Levitate though, I've got that one. Then I would get the Glyph of Fading, because I use Fade a lot in the fight to get rid of aggro. And obviously Shadow Fiend, because if that gets killed you get 5% mana back, which is always useful. So yeah, that sort of sums up this talent guide video. Hope it helped. If it did, obviously, like it, comment it, favourite it, subscribe. More next time. Goodbye.